This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Welcome back, folks, to another episode. We are going to talk about the future of tipped earners today. But before that, like always, what's up, Walt?
Too much, man. Just shaking and baking.
Chicken and bacon. Shake and bake, baby.
Aging myself. I like somebody
Dude.
shaking and baking.
Bro, we're definitely in unk status, bro. One of my son's friends was on the phone with him, and he heard me talking in the background. And he's like, "Oh, who is that? Your dad?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's up, Unc?"
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
Somebody said that to me on one of my posts on TikTok. Like I did something with was it Squid Games cookie?
Yes, I saw that.
Cutting the clothes, Unc. I was just like, oh man, like somebody going there.
Yes, you are, sir. I don't know how old think you are. How old you think you is?
In my mind.
In my mind, yeah. It's in your mind. Let me let you know. Yeah, no, I definitely. Oh man, my coworker did it to me the other day. I said something about, "Oh, that is a thing," and she's like, "Yeah, Dad." I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Just gotta embrace it, bro. You just gotta embrace
it's part
it.
of life, man. We just accept it.
Stay in our lane,
bro.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to age well. And I remember.
Yep.
I know you can speak to this too. I remember where I was when I was in my 20s and my 30s, and I can say my 40s have been better than my 20s and my 30s so far. As far as life,
but wait, let me ask.
I've had a good time.
What respect? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In terms of finances,
okay,
the struggle, different type of things. In your 20s, you want to go through that. Even part of my 30s, my early 30s, I was going through that same struggle, and then you see that change when you start to get promoted and you start see those different things happen in your life and stuff like that. Like, man, like the struggle's real, man.
Oh yeah,
struggle real. For most people.
I've always felt like I was a late bloomer and just whatever. And at one point I had to stop, and that I did learn early on. Thank God. Like I had to stop comparing myself to everyone else. Right. I had a friend of mine. I have a friend of mine, who is just doing it, like making really great decisions early. Bong, 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 bong. And I would always compare myself to him. And then at one point I was like, wait a minute, that's his journey. You know what I mean? My journey's different.
Think about it, averages, man. It averages out. So of course you're gonna have somebody that's just gonna excel early in life.
Right.
And then you're gonna have those people that excel later on.
Later.
You know what the average age for for a person to get their first $1 million?
What is it?
50 to 60 years old.
What?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in good shape.
You're good. We're playing on track. We're great. We're in great shape. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're right on schedule, bro. Like we're right there. See it.
I sent you a TikTok today. It's long, but it's impactful. It hit me hard. Like,
I didn't get a chance.
It's long. Listen, I'm actually gonna replay it and write notes because I was like, oh man. And it just speaks to the power of prayer. But the biggest takeaway is, and this is great for the show, right, is like you can't say, oh, I'm working toward being rich, but then in the next breath say, oh, maybe this will work, that might work, maybe, I don't know.
You have what you say.
The subconscious, right? As we talked about, folks, if y'all go research subconscious, like my therapist taught me and put me on, 5% of our consciousness is our active consciousness. The rest is our subconscious and our unconscious. And that's where all the danger lies, right? That's where all the negative, like, God bless the people who haven't had those experiences that are still there that they need to unpack. That's what unpack means, right? Oh, we need to unpack this. You have to unpack it from your subconscious, your unconscious, right? And so for the folks like us who've been through trauma and didn't have that smooth sailing throughout life, we got a lot of shit to unpack, and we got a lot of shit to reprogram our
40 years of
Woo.
reprogramming. Right?
Yes,
And so like
yes.
that's so funny because we a lot of times when we have this stuff, like it'd be right on point with other things. Just the other day, I'm saying that just over this weekend, I started telling myself I am deserving of whatever it is I want. I am deserving of that kind of
Wait till you listen to
relationship.
this.
Deserving
Speaking the
of
words you say. Yep.
I'm deserving. Like I started saying that. Like so, if I see something, I deserve
That's right.
worthy of deserve
I'm
that.
getting that. That's
I'm
coming.
getting that. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like that's where I'm trying to reprogram instead of like, oh man, this always, oh man, and that's kind of where it goes, right? With something
That's
what
defeating.
happens, it's always, always. You
That's
gotta
right.
That's challenge
right.
those limiting beliefs.
That's right. Yes, there you go. And that's what I realized too. I was like, wait a minute, why doesn't everybody have to do this? Because not everybody has a traumatic childhood, upbringing, life that they had to freaking get work their way. Some people have smooth sailing. God bless them.
Our will just get through it quick in different
Right.
ways, right?
God bless them.
Yeah.
Some of us got to reprogram the sub and unconscious.
Yes, sir.
So, anywho,
right.
what do you got for us today, man? We got some little.
I feel like that was your financial fitness wellness.
That was my unk moment.
There you go.
My unk
There you
moment.
go.
I don't have
Well,
it.
that could be a segment.
Yeah, the unk.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. See, but that we gotta take the TikTok.
Yeah.
Do it on TikTok.
I'm saying today.
The unks. Yeah.
Unk
Unk says that's right. No doubt.
Well, so look, I got a little bit of stuff, speaking of like struggle, financial literacy and fitness, talking about rent in the US. Just talking about the median rent in the US for 2023 was $1,406.
For how many bedrooms?
It doesn't say. Like, I guess the average, like
the average rent period.
The average rent, yeah. So in June of 2025, the average rent for an apartment in the US was up to almost $1,750 a month.
Damn.
According to Rent Cafe, apartment was a little bit lower, about $100 lower at $1,637. But what this thing did say is that year over year, apartment gone up like 1%. I'm just like, dang, man, like that's so it says that national median rent prices were near their peak for the year in June, though they were down year over year. So the national median rent held steady in July at $1,402. I guess so. What a lot of people don't know is that if you're trying to get your first apartment and you're listening to this, there's a lot of places that run special. And so they may give you a special when you move in. When you move in, they may give you a discounted rent for 1 year. But they may tell you, you have to have the lease for 18 months.
Right.
Or
15 then they want to jack it up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
are they transparent with it, you think?
I think they are. I think they are. I think they're
if they're not, it's a good reason to read your lease.
Yeah.
Hello. We talk about reading your employee manual. Read your lease. Read these documents. Running through ChatGPT.
So look, this is going to be crazy, right? So like rent prices across the country, the US, are up by 31% compared to pre-pandemic levels.
Damn.
Ain't that crazy?
Well, you know what it is, right? It's following house sales price because it's how dude, the average house now where I'm at is $1 million. Is like, what the heck? Yeah. Now, no, I'm sorry. Let me say the house that I need for my big ass family is $1 million. I'm like, God dang, well, I'm moving somewhere else now.
You need the pool, you need all that different things, bro.
And I got 5-6 people in my house. Like,
bro.
Bro, the other night between sleepovers and visits and friends here, I had 2, 4, 6, 8 people in the crib.
Yeah, bro. And then in that house that you have now, it can seem like there's a lot, bro. Yes, bro.
Oh my gosh. I was like, yo, everybody need to buckle. I need to start charging a cover charge to get in.
Yes, there you go. Yes. Going to be ESCO, you got to pay that cover
Or you
charge.
got, I need a cover charge. What you got?
So look, there's something that interesting here. It's called a cost burden. They
Okay.
feel almost nearly half of Americans, 49%, were considered cost burden in 2023, which means that their rent consumed over 30% of their income.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I believe
That was in 2023. That was in 2023. So
Ooh,
now going back to the other stat that said that rent is
it's
up
up 31%.
31%. So they probably even more
More.
cash-strapped Americans out there.
That's where we at right now.
bro.
Everything is just more money.
Yeah, bro. I remember in my 20s, my late 20s, early 30s, rent being like $900
Yeah.
a month,
Yeah.
$950 a month.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Yep. And what I don't like, or well, actually, so how can I say this? So Florida, yeah, I read something recently that it's gonna change, or they're trying to change it. You gotta make 3 times the rent
Wow. Yeah.
to get into some places.
In Florida?
Right. In Florida, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You gotta make 3 times the rent.
Pittsburgh is like that too.
Really?
A lot of you got to make 3 times the rent in order to. There's even places in Georgia that I
See
know
what I'm
that somebody
saying?
in an apartment, and they had
See
to
what I'm
make
saying?
3 times the rent.
You see
Jeez,
what I'm
like
saying?
who can get in there? Like
Yeah.
unless you
I
get a
mean,
co-signer.
right. Or
Yeah.
or you go as a couple, it's 2
Yeah.
more or more, whatever. So, I thought I'd read something, I don't know if it was actual factual, like Florida is gonna do away with that, but it's tough, man. That's great info. And
Yeah,
then
bro.
I'm not gonna make it any better with my report.
Okay.
So, but let me ask you this
So,
first, right? Because I had to go on to ChatGPT, and you're good with math and numbers and stuff.
yeah.
Like the if how do you solve for a ratio? Meaning, I found the article that said what are CEO salaries compared to the average employee of that company salaries, right?
Uh-huh.
And for instance, for number 10, Carrier Global, the ratio is 1,289 to 1.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 125,000 bonus miles for a limited time through October 29th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends October 29th, 2025.
So does that right? So does that so they give me the employees average, but they didn't give us the CEO's salary.
Oh, so I think if you take this, like their CEO salary is like 500,000.
No, but we don't have the CEO salary. We have the
Oh.
employees average. So first one is Carrier Global. The employees median salary is 51K. The ratio of CEO salary to employee is 1,289 to 1.
Okay, so how they got that? So basically, they would divide that small number, that average 50,000, whatever it is, by the CEO's number.
So, but how do we get the CEO's number?
So I think you would have to make it a function, and I think you would do 1,298 times 50,000.
That's what ChatGPT said.
Yeah,
but I don't want to believe it because these numbers are crazy. Okay. Okay. So now check this out.
Yeah.
If that's right, Carrier Global, which I believe it's the Carrier, like air conditioners, HVAC type deal. Average employee salary is 51K. The CEO's compensation is 65 million.
Yeah,
check.
That's true. I just Googled it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What they messed up a little bit because and it's news, right? They want to make it dramatic. They messed up a little bit. There's a caveat is what they did say in the article is that and I gotta put the article in. I was trying to put the table that I made in because they didn't give the CEO salary. They didn't give the CEO salary. They gave, let me see. Oh, yeah. You see? Oh, and you found it separately. So this is right. So dang on it, folks. I'm so sorry. See, that's the thing. He has all this other stuff. The salary is only $1 million.
Yeah.
But with all the other comp, it brings them up to the 65.
Yep.
And that's how they be hiding. They real shit. See, and the
Yeah.
article didn't even want to give. He just said, oh, here's the median of the employee, and the ratio is 1,289 to 1. Like, what are you reporting? You're giving me a math
crazy.
problem.
Yes.
But check it out. Here's the top 10, right? I forget. Damn, I forgot the top 10 companies. I don't know what it was. I don't know how they picked these companies. But anywho, Carrier Global was the first one. Median salary for employee $51K. CEO makes $65 million. Total comp package, all in. Carnival Cruises. Median salary is let's say $17,000. CEO, $23 million. Yum Brands. Yum Brands owns Pizza Hut, KFC, and Taco Bell. Median salary, $17K. CEO, $25 million.
Wow.
TJX, which I believe is the TJ Maxx. Is that the right?
It might be TJX. I think so.
TJX, I believe, is the holding company for TJ Maxx, and they own a few other stores like that. $15K was the EE employee salary. I say EE all the time because that's how I get it. My bad. Employee salary median $15K. CEO $23 million. Western Digital. Median employee salary is $10,000. Let's say 11. I'm gonna give them 11. CEO $17 million.
Bro, that's no way, bro.
Ross Brand, number 5. We're at number 5 with Ross Brand. Ross, the store, Ross.
Dress for less.
Dress for less. Median salary, let's say $10,000. CEO, $17 million.
Bro.
Coca-Cola. Median salary, $14,000. CEO, $28 million. The ON semiconductor, on semiconductor. I don't know what they make, but it's computers because semiconductors have to do with computers. 15.5 is the median. 31 million is the CEO. Aptiv, number 2 spot. I don't know what the hell they do, but the median is $9,000. CEO, $18 million. Number 1 spot, Starbucks. 14,000. Let's say 15,000. Being generous. 15K is the median employee salary. CEO, $98 million.
Yeah.
And guess what?
You might as well say 100 million.
You might as well say 100 million. And guess what? But Starbucks got somebody coming for them. There's a brand out of China that's breaking into the U.S. called the Luckin coffee.
Wow.
Yep.
Bro, look, compared the U.S. on this one chart that I'm looking up, the U.S. has the highest ratio in the world as far as like CEO pay to worker pay.
Yeah. Is this crazy? Is this, look, yeah. What does that mean? Y'all we build your own company because clearly we're
we just had a great person on for IAP that was really, really liked. It seems like he's all about his people and taking care of his people.
Yep.
So I would be surprised. I would love to hear his thoughts on these kind of stats.
On that stat, right? Yeah. Exactly. That, no doubt, that would be very interesting. All right, so as we talk about salaries and different economic issues for It's About Your Paycheck,
yep, perfect.
We're going to get into some talking points for the future of tipped earners.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question, though. What inspired you to do this topic?
No, you're actually the one that did it. And yes, you're the one that actually did it, put it in there on the sheet. I just curated the
Really?
notes. Yeah, bro. So let me ask you, sir.
Shit, well, I don't know. I mean, probably curiosity.
Yeah.
Because and look, as we talk
Oh,
about
you know what it is? I think it was the big, beautiful, the bad, whatever it is.
oh yeah.
You know, man, how that impacted tips.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do a show on tips.
Yes. Yeah. That's definitely. Yep. All right. Well, let's see. We got a couple sections here. 2 seconds.
Yeah, so we got that section, and then we have a section down below, like
All right.
13 or 14 points.
Gotcha.
Run it off?
Yeah, I'll start it off.
Sure.
Sure. So, what qualifies as a tipped job is the first thing. So, under U.S. federal law, a tipped worker is someone who regularly earns at least $30 a month in tips. So, this is crazy. It's that federal law stuff, just like the minimum wage and all this.
Yep.
It's insane. So, and so to how can I say that? Yeah, to be considered a tip worker, you need to make at least $30 a month in tips. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
But here's the thing, their cash wage can legally be as low as $2.13 per hour, with a tip credit making up the rest to meet the federal minimum wage of $7.25. So it means that if your tipped employee does not make at least $7.25 minimum wage in an hour in a pay period, whatever the company's pay period is, that company has to make up the difference. They got to get them to at least minimum wage.
Yep.
Which makes sense, right? Because like around the country, you'll see how like some folks, because I think in New York being one of the and California, of course, New York and California kind of always lead the charge on this. They have a separate minimum wage for tipped workers, food industry, retail, different things.
Minnesota too, I think. It might be hotel.
Oh, that's random.
Might be hotel.
That's
Yeah.
random. Okay. So but different things like that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, okay, so anywho, their cash wage can be as low as $2.13 per hour, with the tip credit making up the difference. And then employers are required to boost the pay if tips plus cash wages don't hit that $27.25 an hour mark. But enforcement can be inconsistent. That is crazy.
Bro, yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2. Go ahead. Number 2, income instability and reliance on tips. Yeah. Servers and bartenders earn up to 60% of their hourly income from tips, with the median monthly tip totaling about $867.
Mm.
Well, big cash business, that makes sense. I get it. In 2024, 43% of restaurant workers' pay came from tips, up from 35% in 2020. Well, that makes sense. 2020 was pandemic.
Mhm.
Nobody was in the restaurant like that. Median hourly compensation reached $23 an hour compared to $18.61 in 2020, a
Okay.
28% increase. But I'm sure that's probably back to normal. You know what I mean? Restaurants were shut down. Like everything was delivery.
Yeah.
Some places were still open, but still, it was not normal.
Yeah.
So now, who are they and how widespread? Only 2% of U.S. workforce regularly work jobs involving tips. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that rate is higher in service-heavy states like Nevada. Okay, that makes
Well,
sense.
it depends, right? So I think it's
Depends
just
on
an
the state.
average of the state.
Right.
So like when you go to places that have a bunch of restaurants or bars and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot of workers that are getting tips.
New York, Nevada, and California definitely skew the averages, because if you go to like Idaho, no disrespect to the middle countries, it's just you're not going to have big pockets of there's restaurants, of course, but it's not huge. And even some towns here in Florida, like
that's true.
Right? I went to a nursing retreat with wifey the other day, and the town, like everything was shut down at 10.
Yeah, but my mom lives in some place close to Gainesville. It's a small town,
right?
Or whatever.
Everything shut down early.
There's really nothing there.
Right. So it's skewed. So that's how averages work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what else here we got? Tipped minimum wage roles are concentrated in hospitality. Yep. Approximately 65% of servers, bartenders are women. Yeah, that makes sense. And these workers face higher poverty and harassment risk levels. Yes,
Of course.
that is so true. It's crazy. It's crazy how they combo these two things: higher poverty and harassment. Okay.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
those are probably the two biggest discrepancies with women being servers and bartenders, right? Of course, you got some people, no matter if they're male or female, typically they're probably male, but like it's just if you get drunk, they got liquor in them, they got liquid courage in them, and they start saying all type of stuff.
What is it? Beer muscles?
Beer muscles, yeah. Like they start saying all this
liquid courage. I love it.
Stuff to them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's tough for them, man. And then look, and it's crazy. And keep in mind, IRS is going to be releasing a report by October 2nd, 25 on what occupations will qualify as tipped earners.
Yeah.
So,
bro.
yeah.
And look, I want to go back to that harassment.
Yeah.
You ever been to a casino like Hard Rock?
Yeah, yeah.
You see how they have servers walking around.
Yep.
Basically, you can see their butt cheeks coming out and stuff like that or whatever. Yeah. They have the different outfits on and stuff. And, you know, like
no men. Or not many.
Many.
I don't see that butt cheek. I don't want to see that.
Tonight on NBC, Jimmy Fallon and Bozoma St. John host the incredible new competition show.
I hired 10 creatives from all walks of life. They will be battling it out to see who can impress the world's biggest brands.
This is a huge opportunity.
This is the battle for the next big idea.
This is not play.
We're spending millions of dollars. I'm so excited to embark on this adventure with all of you.
May the best idea win!
On Brand with Jimmy Fallon, tonight on NBC.
But like there's this one movie theater that we really liked in I think Aventura, right? And it's the same thing there. They have these ladies that walking around serving
butt cheeks out?
Yes.
Oh dang. I'm like, babe, let's go to Aventura. She's like, what the hell are we going over there for?
It's nice.
Heard they got good wings.
Yeah.
It's like Hooters, right? I would always bug out when people bring their kids to Hooters.
Bro.
They're young kids. You know what I mean? That is crazy. So, all right. Couple more here. So, tipping culture under pressure. According to 2025 Bankrate survey, 63% of Americans express at least one negative sentiment toward tipping culture, with 41% saying businesses should pay employees better, 38% frustrated by default tip screens. Oh, hell yeah. That I don't like. No. So, me and my son talk about this shit all the time. Every time because we go out to eat. And like, you haven't done anything. Why am I tipping you? Right? I'm going to a fast food place.
Yeah.
I'm ordering food. You're gonna give me a bag of my food. You're not serving me. Like you're not. There's no service there.
I get it. I understand that.
Now, at the same time, I get that. I'll give like a little, it's honestly, I do either the lowest percent if I like the number, or if they have the custom, I'll put in $1 or $2. You know what I mean? But if they don't have that, you asked out. Let me tell you that right now. Y'all need to put that custom button in there, because if not, you asked out. I'm not giving a high ass amount of money for you just taking my order.
Yep. For me,
that didn't exist.
Yep.
You didn't. Why? There's no service here.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. That's like going for that. Then Publix should put the tip button in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're doing more.
Yeah. Look,
really?
Yeah, man. Look, I can definitely see where you're coming from. I just want to speak to the point about the fall tip screens. What I think is that when they kind of say, oh, everybody, no matter how much you get, this person earns for tips, it all goes into one bucket, and then like we kind of just divvy it out equally. That's
they
what
do that. Well, it's not. No, it's not equally. So if I don't know how everybody does it.
Okay.
But I know of some places that do it based on the amount of hours you work. So It all gets put into one number. Here is the calculation that I'm aware of. It's total amount of tips divided by total hours worked by everybody, right? And then that rate, that gives you a tip rate. That tip rate is then times by how many hours you worked that week or pay period, and that is your tip.
Okay.
That is fair.
Yep.
Right? I believe that is fair.
So I get it. Yeah, I understand, but
fairer than equally.
fairer. Yeah, not equally. I was wrong. You're right.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, no. That could be some place. You don't know how some places do it. You know what I mean? It could be different because
I guess it comes to mind because I remember eating out at a restaurant and them saying like, "Hey, if you have, like, even if you give me cash or whatever," because waitress did a really good job. Even if you give me cash, like I have to take it to the manager because and her and some other people talking about one of their coworkers. And they're like, "This girl doesn't do anything all night, and I got to share my tips with her." But she was there. She was technically on the clock, but she wasn't doing anything.
See, yeah, it's not a perfect system, and that's what I'm saying.
The next one I think you're gonna like.
So a morning consult poll found that 33% of Americans feel tipping expectations have increased significantly over the past 5 years, and 23% now avoid businesses that pressure them to tip. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Because I know of some folks that are like, they use cash only now.
Yep.
Right? Because they don't want to use the card or whatever. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Yes, the expectations have definitely increased because you're now trying to get a tip where it didn't exist before. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Anywho, a couple more here before I give you number 5. Policy and wage reform trends. 7 states, California included, of course, no longer allow tip credits. Tipped workers earn full state minimum wages, making tips truly additional income. That's big. In D.C., voter-approved Initiative 82 aimed to eliminate the tipped wage by 2027. In 2025, the D.C. Council scaled it back to gradually phase it in increases. Tipped workers earn $10 an hour, 56% of the full wage through 2026, moving to 75% parity by 2034, rather than full wage equivalency.
Wow.
Okay. Good stuff. Number 6, business impact and industry concerns. Citrix critics. Oh, critics. Thank you, sir.
There you go.
There's a company named Citrix. That's what I thought I saw. Critics argue wage hikes for tipped workers have hurt small restaurants. Wage hikes for tipped workers. In D.C., for example, closures rose post-policy change, prompting a partial rollback. I'm going to call bullshit because I believe what they're saying, but I think that the company, the restaurant owners probably were just like, I'm cashing out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to make as much as I did before because of you were doing shenanigans. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't trust that. Anywho.
There was one situation where this burger place in California that I heard of, like they used to sell their burgers like for cheap on the low.
Okay.
They were in business for a long time.
Okay.
When that rule came out that they had to raise the wage to whatever, they were like, well, we don't get enough money in to like because our prices are so low. But I guess they didn't want to raise their prices either. So,
well, see, that's what I'm saying. But you already had to pay your people minimum wage.
Yeah, but I think maybe what was the minimum wage before that? It went up substantially, right?
In Cali, for sure. I think in Cali is the average in Cali now is like $15 an hour. Gotta be. And then maybe more for food workers, restaurant workers. So number 7, I have worker vulnerable. My last one before I pass it to Walt: worker vulnerabilities and wage theft. Wage theft remains a serious issue. The study showed 25.9% of low wage workers experience minimum wage violations, and 1.6 reported tips stolen by employers or supervisors in the week before being surveyed. Yo, that's crazy. So, what is a tip creep? The increasing pressure on consumers to tip in situations where it wasn't traditionally expected, and also the expectation of higher tip percentages. This includes tipping in places like fast food, retail, and other industries where it's not customary, or seeing higher default tip options on payment systems. Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like
No, no.
now I go to places. When I used to go to places, they used to have like 5, 10, 15%.
Mhm.
I was like
10,
off of like
50.
15,
Yup, exactly.
15, 22,
18,
25. It's like,
yes.
wait, like
They
what?
start, yes. They go, I've seen it even go up to 28%, some shit like
Okay.
that. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, if you don't have that custom button, you asked out, because
Yep.
I'm not tipping you at all. Like, you being
Mhm.
too aggressive. And then also, they're gonna be a little upset because if it's not an IRS approved customarily tip occupation, you're not gonna be able to get a tax break on your tips come next year filing for this year. So, y'all, if you've now imposed tips, you still get your money. I don't think they should take it away. They're just gonna have to pay taxes on it.
Wow, man. So look, thank you for that, Brian. I have a
Yes,
couple
sir.
of things here. Just going to share some stats. The first one, I think you already kind of went over about the 213 an hour in
Okay.
cash for like, the rate. The one thing I did want to mention is that the maximum allowable tip credit is 512.
Right. The
Right?
difference between the
Yes.
213 and the 725. Yep.
That's all for those of you that may be listening, like in regards to the federal minimum wage, maximum tip credit is at $5.12.
Yep. And I mean, for what it's worth, because we did mention that they're trying to eliminate tip credit. And what that means is some employees, even if their folks made their minimum wage via tips, companies are still allowed to use the tip credit.
Oh, wow.
Employers. Right.
Oh,
So that's what they're saying. They're like, you know what? We're not going to do that. And you got to pay a minimum wage.
wow. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So wage compensation and economic dependency. So in major U.S. cities, tip workers rely heavily on gratuities. So
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., tips made up 81% total income.
Wow.
In Boston, it was 76%. In NYC, New York City, it was 67%
Wow.
of compensation that came from tips.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense because
The
those
heavy
cities.
hospitality. Yeah.
Yeah. Nationwide, as of 2024, tips accounted for approximately 23% of restaurant workers total. By early 2025, base wages comprised of 43% of worker income, down from 65% in 2020, highlighting the reduced tip dependency over evolving wage trends. And like you said, a bunch of people were ordering out during COVID.
Yep.
And a lot of restaurants are only doing like takeout
only. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Delivery
saying?
only. Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's why. So number 3, consumer sentiment and tipping fatigue. Wallet Hub's 2025 survey shows nearly 90% of Americans believe tipping culture has become excessive,
Yep.
a rise from 75% previous year. That means 15
Mhm.
more percent of Americans are like, nah, like they're doing too much.
I think I went to the movie theater the other day, and the movie theater on top of
What?
the prices, y'all are you crazy?
That's why.
Hell yes. Well, you get zero.
I've never
You overpriced everything here. There's no way I'm giving you a tip.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
Bankrate found that 63 to 64% of Americans hold negative views of poor's tipping, with 41% saying that tipping has gotten out of control, and 38% saying they're annoyed by those preset tip screens.
That's right.
About 27% tip less when presented with default amounts.
That's
You know
right.
what? Custom.
Custom. You ain't got custom. You asked out.
Yeah. Morning consult data indicates 33% bill tipping expectations have risen over the last 5 years. More than 20% that we said before. Appointed businesses for tips, and 16 report reducing tip amounts. So behavioral and generational trends. The average tip in early 2025 was 18.55. Was 18.5%.
Yeah.
With millennials tipping around 19.5%. Gen X, the boomers tipping around 16%, and Gen Z tipping less frequently overall.
Damn.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Well, they ain't got no money. That's the problem. They're the youngest generation. They ain't got no money.
Nearly 72% of Americans say tipping is expected in more places today than 5 years ago. And reflecting the rise of tipflation.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Legislative changes and policy shifts. So the No Tax on Tips Act became federal law as of July 4th, 2025, aiming to exempt tip income from taxation, a move critics say may benefit businesses more than bottom tier workers.
Just to clarify, it came out July 4th, but it's backdated to January 1 or December 31st, 24 to be exact. Yeah.
In Washington, D.C., voter-backed Initiative 82 intended to phase out the sub-minimum wage by 2027, but the D.C. Council amended it. The tip-based wage is fixed at $10 an hour through 2026, rising to 75% of the full minimum wage by 2034, short of full parity.
Just to throw in there also, because it's saying that a move that critics say may benefit businesses more than the workers. The reason that is right, because think about it. One worker may get some tax-free on some of their money, because remember, it caps out at, I don't know, is it 12.5 or 22, depending on which one, because I'm getting OT and tips confused. And then it also phases out if you make 150 or better. But the company gets to enjoy less taxes on all of their employees' tip tax-free deal, right? Because remember, the company has to match. Oh, wait. I think it actually may be only on federal, because that's another call out. It may be just federal, not Social Security, Medicare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So who knows? Now, so then I don't even know why benefits are going to benefit more than. Anywho, I'm sorry. Go ahead and next one.
No, you're good. But thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
Several states like California, Washington, and Minnesota now require tip workers to be paid the same minimum wage as non-tip workers.
Yep.
Eliminating tip credits altogether.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying, that tip credit thing, because they got to pay a minimum wage minus the tip credit. You can't get the tip credit for the company. So that's what it is. All right.
Number 6. Economists warn that sudden wage increases for tip positions can drive up labor costs and pressure small businesses. DC saw an uptick in restaurant closures post-initiative, triggering a partial rollback we said before. Wage theft remains a concern. Low-wage tipped employees often face compliance gaps, and whistleblowers report employers sometimes wrongfully retaining or misallocating tips.
It's eye-opening for real. I didn't think it was this bad.
Yeah.
And there's some summary insights here, right? Tip jobs remain highly dependent on customer generosity. Yep. Representing more than 2/3 of their income in cities like DC and Boston. Public frustration is rising sharply. Nearly 9 to 10% of Americans say tipping is excessive. It is. Policy shifts are underway, but reform varies widely, from full parity in some states to contested hybrid models in places like DC. The parity means like no more tip credit. You got to pay your minimum wage. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Parity, like pairing it to the other jobs. These changes highlight broader questions. Should customers subsidize wages, and is tipping sustainable in its current form? Those are good questions. When it's arguable, and folks should be able to make a living, man. Like,
Yeah. No matter what job they do.
tips should be based on you gave amazing service.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what it should be based on.
You shouldn't expect a good tip if you weren't
Mediocre
attentive or
or
mediocre. Like, because I'm like, people are like, oh, like sometimes I used to be the one like tip snob, I guess, or whatever. Like, oh, you need to at least 20% for people. And then like most people were like, no, they get $5. They came and refilled my drink like once. But other than that, they didn't come like we wanted anything else and then do this. Like I like somebody like that.
Attentive.
Even if they're busy.
You don't forget about me. You can't wait to keep me hanging too long.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, it's good. It's good questions, man. Should customers subsidize wages, and is tipping sustainable in its current form? And I think as robotics and things like, look, I go to restaurants now, and there's a machine that brings the food out to me. So now, do you think you're getting a real big tip because a robot brought me the food? Nope, you're not. That eats away at your tips. You know what I mean? So I hope that you get minimum wage because you have now. But again, so then the offset is like, are they after that robot? That's the only time you see it is they bring the food. So now after that, are you coming over? Are you attentive? Are you? So the lines are gonna continue to blur. What about that burger place in Cali that we saw now that the robots are flipping the burgers?
Yeah, bro. Yep.
You know,
And just passing you the
and
bag.
just passing it is just they're just kind of doing the last step and passing it to you. Everything is getting blurred, and that's why it makes sense to just pay folks minimum wage, raise minimum wage first of all. Federal at $7.25 is ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh, I did learn, by the way, sidebar minimum wage. I did learn why Georgia's minimum wage is less than federal. Because it's only applicable to companies who have a certain amount of employees, like a few, and they cannot do interstate commerce.
Oh,
right. So if it's like a small town restaurant and it's only a few employees and they don't sell or send anything out of state or like, then they can do less than the federal because it's a very specific eligibility. Yeah. So, anywho, it's good stuff, man.
Great stuff, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, folks.
And then with a quote.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
You want to say it?
Oh, sure. No, you can.
Hey, get tired, learn to rest, not to quit.
Word up. Who said that?
I don't know. It said it was attributed to Banksy. I guess that artist.
Oh, saying it wrong, I think. Banksy. Is it Banksy?
Banksy.
Basquiat? No, not the one that Jay-Z loves.
No.
Banksy. All right, no doubt. Well, until the next time, folks, we love you. Please go and like and share and subscribe and comment and tell us what you want, what you don't want, as we continue to build this show.
Stay tuned for Unk's advice.
Unk's Corner. Unk says, Unk. Word. Hey, bro. We love you, folks. Peace.